And game 3 of the NBA Finals is in the books. The Celtics are up 2-1 after somehow winning game 3. I really can't. I say somehow, that sounds kind of disrespectful, but I genuinely have no idea how they won this game. There's one thing I could think of, and that's just really rebounding, but we'll get into it. Brandon, what's you seen, boy?
I cool chef how everything with you, boy. I still try to wrap my head around this game too, boy. It was a very
one.
I don't want to say confused, but it was a very strange game.
Yeah, it's weird. But the Celtics end up running away with game 3 after a monstrous fourth quarter, where they only turned the ball over once in the fourth quarter, I believe, if my memory serves me correct. And the Warriors turned over, I believe, 6 times in the fourth quarter, which is not good. And it's weird because the Warriors had, so far in every game of the finals so far, they've had incredible third quarters, and then they just seem to, I don't know what happened, evaporate in the fourth quarter because they're literal polar opposites. In the third quarter, they're one of the best teams in the world. The fourth quarter, they're just not it.
Yeah, bro. I just this game was so hard to watch at one point because at the start in the second half I was like, oh well, this looks like a Celtic walkover almost.
Yeah.
Because I really thought they were gonna run away with it after the first half, and then classic third quarter Golden State just comes in, and they just sweep them in the third quarter. I think in third quarter they won the third quarter 33-25. And at that point, I was like, oh, well, this game has now gotten close. And when you look at the fourth quarter, the Warriors scored 11 points.
Ice cold.
11 points.
You can't win a game only scoring 11 points in the closeout quarter, dog. You just can't do that, dog. Very reminiscent of game 1 where they just completely fell apart in the fourth quarter as well. But just kind of at a loss for words here for the Warriors because we was talking about this right before we started recording, but I think the real key for them losing this game was just rebounding. They got out rebounded. What was the final rebound stats? I think it was like they got out rebounded by 15. I think.
The final rebound stat. Well, the Celtics out rebounded them by 15, and 9 of those 15 rebounds were offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
So I mean, even when you watch the game through, right? I mean, when you watch the game, you could actually see that the Celtics were doing a lot more offensive rebounding. Because when you look at it, right, Al Horford had 3 offensive rebounds. Robert Williams had 3 rebounds. Jaylen Brown had 3. Grant Williams had 3. So, I mean, Marcus Smart even had 2 and Tatum had 1. So, I mean, you're definitely looking at the offensive rebound really being the key part of the game. Because I think most of those rebounds, like the Celtics were able to get to the ball before any of the Golden State players, and that was just from pure anticipation and hustle. I don't think it was like anything wrong with the tactics or anything. I think they just had more fight in that department.
Yeah, they just seem to want it more, which is weird because you think the Warriors would want it more because they've been champions already and they want to get back up to the pinnacle of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even though they got out rebound, I think is a very quick and easy fix to that. Just play Kevin Looney more, because if you look at the final box score, he only played 17 minutes and he had 3 offensive rebounds in those less than 17 minutes. So I think that's the simple quick fix there. Who was it that was getting the minutes over him? Was it Otto Porter said and Jordan Poole?
Yeah, and Jordan Poole there.
Yeah, not really good when you consider that they combined for 16 points and relatively decent shooting, but they barely took any shots, which is not good. Not good also.
Chef, do you know what Stephanie fourth quarter was?
Andrew Robertson.
he was 1 of 4 in the fourth quarter.
Jesus Christ! Yes, Andrew Robertson.
Yeah. I'm really at a loss for words. I'm trying to figure out what do the Warriors need to do. Is this something? I know, I don't know if you know this, but like a lot of people have talked about how poor Steph actually is in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And over this final so far, I find that has been one of the main talking points.
Mm-hmm.
Not just him, but the team on the whole, how poor they've been in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the last game, they were okay, but in the 2 games that they lost, they were horrendous in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if because we talking about I think we mentioned it. They're probably the best third quarter team in basketball. So I don't know if they just use all their energy and strength in that third quarter and then just run out of gas in the fourth quarter. Because I mean that kind of probably seems like what it is. Because
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what it is going on with these guys in the fourth quarter.
yeah, I couldn't tell either because it doesn't make any sense because after coming off, I think all three games they've had three insane third quarters. I don't understand how you completely lose that momentum and you just go into the fourth quarter and you just can't do anything right. How do you score? What was it? 33 points in the third quarter and then go drop 11 points in the fourth. How is that possible?
They made 5 shots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
They only made 5 shots in the fourth quarter. That is,
that's
oh my
terrible.
god, it's so. I can't even believe that I'm saying that. Like this, we talking about the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, a team that
Yeah.
who in recent history has been probably the best organization in basketball in the last couple of years, in the past decade, probably, to be honest. And they just, I don't know, I can't explain it. Klay Thompson probably had the best game of the finals so far. There was a point in the first half where the Celtics were running away with it, like you said, and he was the only one kind of keeping them in striking distance and keeping them close really. Because I think there was a point where he made 12 of all 12 of the Warriors' last 12 points in a certain run, and he was really doing everything he could to keep them in it. And yeah, like I said, Steph Curry erupted in the third quarter. Yeah, I think he scored 15 points in that third quarter alone. So yeah, and he just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, which I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah, at some points I look at all the games and I'm like, is this being managed properly? Like, is the game management right? Like, is that the right way to approach the game? Like, I feel like it's been a constant theme, right? Like, I mean, before we get onto that, I think we also need to give the Celtics credit, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean, we haven't talked about first quarter Jaylen Brown, right?
Yes, new mythical player dropped first quarter Jaylen Brown.
First quarter Jaylen Brown was phenomenal. He was I was lost for words.
I think he scored 20 points alone in the first quarter, which is crazy stuff.
He was so good in the first quarter, and then like Tatum dishes out 9 assists for the game. Doesn't have a good shooting night again, but still manages to dish out a lot of assists. I thought he was gonna go 6 for 17.
Yeah, I saw the
but he went 9 for 23. Oh, go figure,
Close enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think too we mentioned this in the Heat series. The unsung hero of the Celtics is a Time Lord, Robert Williams again. He comes up huge with 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, which is massively led the game.
And 3 steals. He was exceptional defensively.
Yeah, he's mad. He's mad. And almost had a double-double. Only if he scored one more basket, he would have got that double-double. But yeah, he's a monster down now. And yeah, like I said, he's kind of like my unsung hero for the Celtics. He's probably like the only guy. I don't want to say that, but like he's probably one of the only guys I really like on the Celtics right now, because it's still kind of bitter over the Game 7, but we move. But yeah, he's been really good, and I think his minutes are slowly going up because I know he's been struggling with I think a knee injury or something. So his minutes have been slowly going up and up. So I mean, it's now or never. So you play him as much as you could get out of him in these last couple of games. But yeah, you mentioned the mismanagement for the Warriors, and we talked about this again after game 1, where we were like, yeah, it's a simple fix. Just fix your rotation. Steve Kerr just needs to fix his rotations. And what does he do? He completely drops Iggy, even though Iggy wasn't even gonna play game 2. I don't even know why he was out, because he played this game, which is kind of weird. So yeah, Iggy didn't play in game 2. He gave all the minutes to Gary Payton, who came back, and they won the game. And even though Gary Payton was bad this game, he still brings a lot on the defense, which is much needed, because these are two really defensive teams. But one of the commentators said it better: the offense of the Celtics were just better than the defense of the Warriors tonight, and
yeah,
that's just the best way you can put it. I can really phrase it better than that.
Yeah, and I also think like apart from Tatum, right? I mean, the rest of the team was pretty efficient, right? Like Al Horford went 5 for 7, Williams was 4 for 5, Marcus Smart was 8 for 17, just under 50%, and Jaylen Brown was 9 for 16, and he was 4 of 8, 5 or 6 from the free throw line. So I mean, the Celtics, apart from Tatum, they were pretty good. They were really 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 good. I think the most surprising thing though, Shiv, I'm not surprised about how well Boston defended. I'm not surprised at how well they scored. 'Cause I think at this point throughout this entire postseason, I think we've seen that Boston is good in both of those departments.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
Golden State, something needs to change.
Yeah,
Something
I
really
don't,
needs to change.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Me
And I
neither.
mean, I don't want to sound. I feel like if I say this, I'm gonna sound really, really. I want to sound really. I don't want to say uneducated, but I'm just not gonna sound good when I say this. But I think Draymond needs to do something different
Yeah, no,
because
definitely.
because in the first game, I remember in the first game he took like 12 shots, right?
Yeah.
And he made like one or whatever it was, right? In this game he takes one shot out of 4, and he still ends up with 2 points, and he fouls out of the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like whatever needs to change has to come from him because there's not much else that Clay can change. Because Clay and Steph are going to do what they do, right? They are the main scorers. They're going to do what they need to do.
Exactly.
Wiggins didn't have a bad game.
But he's been having good finals, even though
he had he was minus 16 though. I think that was the high. Yeah, he had the highest plus the lowest plus minus. Sorry, and he had 18 points. But then Draymond is 2 points. He has 3 assists, 1 block, 4 rebounds. He had 2 turnovers. Like, is he offering? Do you think he's offering Golden State enough in the offensive department in order for them to win, to outscore Boston? What do you think?
Definitely not. Definitely not. And if you haven't cause who's he guarding really this game? Was it Tatum? I can't remember.
Who is it? What? Sorry.
Who's he mainly guarding this game? Was it Tatum?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, he did a good job on Tatum. So yes, he does bring it on the defense, but offensively he isn't. And I think the only one shot he made was basically a dunk where I think it was Clay just played an extra pass and he was just right down low and he had a free dunk.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, anybody on that team can make a dunk. So no, he doesn't bring a lot on offense, and that's clear. If he's bringing anything on offense, it would be him being I won't say the main ball handler, but he would have it and he would call the play and get a pass to Steph, a pass to Clay, or somebody like that. But when he has 3 assists, that's not cutting it. So I think you need to yanking his minutes. It's a big risk because he does great on defense, but
yeah, exactly. And I think that's the conundrum that they have, right? Like, what do we do with Draymond?
Yeah,
because I don't want to say I don't want to call him a liability, but I think he's a liability offensively.
Yeah, he is. I think the best thing to do would probably be yank his minutes and give some to Kevin Looney going into Game 4, because like I said, if you're gonna play the small ball thing, you're gonna need Draymond at least to be fighting for those rebounds and get some at least. He had 4 rebounds in this game and Wiggins had 7, so he isn't really helping out.
Looney had 7 rebounds and he only played 17 minutes.
Exactly. So I think maybe you cut some of Draymond's minutes down and you give them to Kevin Looney, because you can't afford to get out rebounded that badly again. Because as you can see, it could be catastrophic when that happened. And if I remember correctly, the Warriors went on a really good run when Draymond got out of the game. So, I mean, the kind of numbers are there. So I think, yes, you need to take him out. But then that leaves a big question. Who do you put on Tatum? I think that would be Wiggins. And who's Wiggins guard mainly?
Actually, well, towards the end of the game, Wiggins was guarding Tatum.
Right, so just throw Wiggins on Tatum, because he's the only big body that could try to contest a shot, because you can't put a small guy like Gary Payton on him, because when Tatum jumps, Gary Payton nowhere to be seen, and it's basically easy shot for Tatum. So yeah, I think you throw Wiggins' big body on him, and or even Kevin Looney, but I don't know if Kevin Looney could keep up with the speed. But yeah, I think Wiggins is the best guy to throw on him, and then because low-key Steph has been having a great defensive finals. If you really look at it, I think he's been doing really good. Even though there was a point where they were hunting him on defense, the Celtics were hunting him on defense. So it's weird, but I think that's you raise a good point with Draymond being a liability on offense, and I think that's really a good fix. Yeah, yank some of his minutes, give it to Kevin Looney, and Kevin Looney is a good rebounder. He's been there's a reason why there were some of those like Dennis Rodman kind of memes going around when Kevin Looney was playing in the Western Conference Finals. So I think that's really the big fix you make there.
It also poses. I think what we're gonna learn a lot in the next 4 games is how good of a coach Steve Kerr actually is. Yeah. Because now, if you think about it, right, in the first game that they lost, right, in the first game, Al Horford gave them, I think it was 26, right? Mm-hmm. That's 26 points he scored, right? Yeah. And this game, Marcus Smart had 24. And so the problem is now becoming Tatum and Brown are going to score 20 apiece, mm-hmm. right? How do you prevent the third scorer from scoring 20 plus? Yeah. That seems to be the new problem.
That's a big question.
Because when Al Horford scored 26, he literally took the game home for them, right? Yeah. I mean, even though Jaylen Brown I thought was the most outstanding Celtic today, Marcus Smart getting 24 points really does help, right? Mm-hmm. Because nobody else really contributed. Only one. For that 11, Grant Williams had 10, and that was about it. But Marcus Smart's 24 really got him moving, and he was also plus 19 for the game.
Yeah, and that right? 24 points kind of went under the radar too, because I didn't even realize he had 24 until we looked at the box score.
Yeah, and then when you're looking at it on the other side, right? Curry had 31, Clay had 25, Wiggins had 18. Jordan Poole, and the next after that was Jordan Poole who had 10. Yeah. So I think we're gonna learn a lot about Steve Kerr in the next game, especially because it's really about how are you going to manage. Can you manage the other 3 and let Tatum and Brown score? Because I think both of them scoring is going to be inevitable at this point. But how do you manage the rest of the team? And how does he? Bro, this is honestly such a, like, in my head right now, I'm thinking about it so strategically, and like, you have to defend the other 3, but whoever you put to defend them have to be able to score as well. Exactly. Which kind of is the problem for Golden State, because their best defenders are not the best scorers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's such a conundrum. I have so much respect for Ime Udoka. Like, he has really turned this whole franchise around, and I'm this close to changing my pick right now, Chef. This close.
Oh, I don't know. I still believe in the Celtics. I mean the Warriors. Sorry, I still do believe in the Warriors. But you said it perfectly there. Who's gonna be the guy to stop the third one? Because, like I said, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum going off for 20 plus. You're gonna get that. That's a given every night. So it's just really stopping the third guy from doing anything. And I don't even know where that comes from for the Warriors. I mean, it depends who's getting hot phrase. If Marcus Smart starts off hot, probably third guy Peyton on him. If Al Horford starts hot, Kevin Looney. Yeah. Probably. So I think that's really what Steve Kerr has to do. I think it's with this Warriors team too. Offense is not really a problem because they could catch fire like that. There was 2 points in this game where they had a 7-point possession, which is crazy.
Crazy.
And then they went on an 8-0 run in like 30 seconds. So like catching 5 for this Warriors team is like that. So you don't need to worry about that. Mm-hmm. You just need to worry about stopping the third guy for the Celtics, whoever that may be, on a given night.
So I'm now looking at the game 2 box score, right? Yeah. So Tatum and Brown had 43 points combined, right? So if you average it out, it's 20 apiece, right?
About that, yeah.
And then Al Horford and Marcus Smart had combined for 4 points in the last game. They combined for 35 points in this game. Yeah. So you can clearly see where the game is being won.
Yeah, you have the blueprint to win right there.
Yeah, that's literally the blueprint right there. You can let Tatum and Brown score, but that third player you have to restrict it.
Yeah, you need
and
to.
I can't wait to see what Steve Kerr does, because he is now I think it's now advantage. It's now advantage Celtics, right? Because they have.
It has been since game 1, because they stole game 1.
Yeah, because they're up a game and they have it's two home games they have remaining, right?
Yeah, so they have home court
I think
advantage.
it's advantage Celtics now, right?
Yeah.
So this is gonna be absolutely crazy, bro. Like this, the basketball world is probably so shocked right now.
Yeah. Nobody knows what to think anymore. So yeah, Steve Kerr's on the hot seat, and yeah, I think we kind of captured everything great there. You have any other closing thoughts you wanna close the show with?
You wanna give me a prediction for the game on Friday?
Steph Curry goes for 40 and the Warriors win. Yeah. What are you saying?
I am going to say the Warriors, but I'm gonna put a pin in it. I think Jaylen Brown is gonna score 35.
Ooh. So the Jaylen Brown and Steph Curry battling on Friday night. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, and I have a really bad feeling, Shiv. I have a really bad feeling. that the Celtics are gonna win.
I have that kind of bad feeling too, but I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it.
I have a bad feeling. But like I say, I'm gonna go with Warriors, but I think Warriors gonna win by like 2 points. But I still think I'm fearful of Jaylen Brown 35-point game.
Celtics should be worried about the 40-point Steph game. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, you never know, huh?
Yeah, you never know. Basketball is a crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's been it there from me, Shivs and Brandon, as usual. I'll catch you guys for game 4 on Friday. Later, fellas.
Later, guys.